Welcome to On Cooldown, the weekly WoW news feed for what you need to know about World of Warcraft. In today's episode, we will check the new Crucible of Storm items with their updates/reworks. The Zandalari questline is officially open for testing on the PTR. The Wintergrasp epic Battleground was tested earlier this week, plus we get new music for the revamped Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin Battlegrounds. Perfect! Hello you wonderful nerds! I'm Flame, and together with my buddy Orkstonson, sup, we will bring you the news this week. If you like our content, consider following us on social media, Facebook and Twitter, where we keep you guys up to date with everything that we do, ranging from our weekly WoW news show to PvE class guides, PvP montages, and more. And for today's special news bulletin, I will leave you in the capable hands of my buddy Orc. Thank you, Flame. You can go back to masturbating now. Yep, there you go. Moving on to the news. 8.1.5 will come with a 2-boss raid fairly shortly, possibly a few weeks from now, and some of our prayers have already been answered. No, really, we've been talking about the many issues BFA has and how one of them is the very bland itemization system. The new raid will bring in new items with cool item effects. And I know what you're saying, but Orc, we already have an amazing crown with an item effect. What more can you ask for? You are indeed correct, viewer. We don't need more cool items, but Blizzard is giving them to us anyway. Every item type will get a few items with cool item effects, plus more accessible trinkets to play with. And the item effects are actually really cool. Most of them have a double-edged sword kind of effect, where you get a buff, risking a debuff, or actually getting a debuff at the same time. These types of items speak quite a bit about the game's direction. It's no surprise that we've been feeling like we were treated with kid gloves for a while by Blizzard, giving us 100% winnable war fronts, Azerite trades that provide no downside. Essentially, nothing that we could do would mess up our gaming experience. Except playing, right? Am I right? No, I'm right. Now we are getting items that could possibly kill us if we don't use them right. Items that steal life from our friendly group members. Like the malformed Herald's leg wraps. After the update, it will spawn a fissure underneath your feet for 12 seconds, increasing your haste while you stand in it. If you move out, you will take a decent chunk of damage. Leg plates of Unbound Anguish is another example where we sacrifice our health to deal shadow damage back to our target. And maybe one of the coolest one is a trinket, the Idol of Indiscriminate Consumption. We can pop this guy and feed off our own nearby enemies or allies, dealing damage to them and healing for 200% of the damage dealt. I'm not sure if this will prioritize allies or enemies above the other, but still, an item that interacts with people? We haven't had one for a while, and definitely not one that can interact negatively with other people. These are still not endgame. They can do a lot more with this mentality, sure, but the simple fact that they are starting to spice the gear we get, even if only a little, brings great promise for future patches. They'll have ways to go, but I'm glad we are moving in that direction. In another note, the Zandalari questline is available on the PTR, and you can and should go out to test getting your new allied race. There are some interesting dialogues between certain characters that I cannot wait to experience for myself. It clearly seems that they have put the most work into this allied race so far, and I can only imagine their efforts will cross over to the cool Tyrants as well, hopefully. I won't mention specifics to avoid spoilers, but as someone who has been waiting for Magar Orcs for years and was utterly disappointed by that questline, I can honestly say that this one really makes me excited. The Wintergrasp Battleground is making a comeback as an epic battleground. I feel like epic battlegrounds deserve a bit more love, and bringing back one of the original ones that pioneered sieging mechanics and zone scale battles is a good step in that direction. And on this topic, we have Marcelian on the scene with more details about the whole Battleground situation. Take it away, Marcelian.
Hey! For all you new players out there, Wintergrasp was an outdoor PvP zone from Northrend which had both factions attacking or defending once every 3 hours. They didn't say how it's gonna work in patch 8.1.5, but back in Wrath of the Lich King, you had to rank up by killing NPCs and players and then move on to get siege tanks or catapults or whatever to go destroy walls and gates, and it makes sense to bring this back in BFA, as when you attacked you needed to get to recover a Titan relic, hey? And when you defended you needed to, well, take a while, yes. Anyway, Wintergrasp was super fun back in the day, as you either got completely stomped or you completely dominated the field. There was no middle balanced out matches there, and nobody really minded that. You had a specific currency with which you could buy gear and mounts and stuff, but it was a 200 people circus, right? It was pretty much a mess, but still fun nonetheless. Now in patch 8.1.5 it's only gonna be a 40 versus 40 epic Battleground, which should even out and balance more the matches. On that note, maybe they can bring back Tolparad. Man, I used to love doing PvP over there, man. Wouldn't you like that shit back too? Right back at you.
Thank you, Marcelian. Moving on from Wintergrasp, we've had news at BlizzCon 2018 that Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin will receive visual reworks, and as an old school vanilla boy, I cannot wait to test them out. We actually have new music scores for both of them, and as always, the music is fan-freaking-tastic. Sound Team strikes again, and here are some samples. As a general thought on Battlegrounds, I remember back in the day when I used to do them non-stop, but that has declined over the years. I think the main problem with Battlegrounds is incentive. Of course, we have rated Battlegrounds that reward high-level PvP gear, but that stuff is super hard to manage. It's hard enough finding arena partners that can stay in your group for more than 2 matches, let alone 10 to 20 people to constantly have online and do RBGs with. This is already plenty difficult as it is with PvE raiding, let alone BGs, and really, if your end goal is fun, then you will probably do 1 to 2 BGs before realizing that you gain almost nothing for the time invested. And if your goal is gear or artifact power, you can pretty much do anything else besides RBGs and be a lot more productive. We need more incentive to play BGs. Honor isn't enough. Maybe conquest points towards cap? Maybe PvP gear that can cap at a lower eye level than the rated Battlegrounds. But what do you guys think we should get? Subscribe to our channel and leave a comment down in the section below with what ideas you have for future Battleground updates, and let's spice up some ideas for Blizzard. And lastly on the news, a few hotfixes rolled out earlier this week. For the raiders out there, we have a few boss updates. Minor, but I bet some of you will be pleased. On Opulence, the Unleashed Rage and Earthen Roots buff will also affect pets. These buffs are from the Opal and Emerald gems respectively, and yeah, I'm surprised they weren't affecting pets so far. Haven't played a pet class in a while, but knowing how Beastmaster and Demo Warlocks are at the moment, it would be pretty sucky to realize that you're using a gem slot that cannot benefit you as much as someone else, and therefore you are bringing a detriment to the raid. So rejoice! I haven't encountered this next one, but apparently when you resurrect a player that died in the Death Realm on Rastakhan, you could reset the encounter. This bug was fixed, so if this happened to you, you should be fine from here on out. The biggest change most likely is Jaina's Chilling Touch. You know this bad boy. Deals damage passively, stacks, and once it reaches max stats, you get frozen in an ice block. The duration has been reduced by 20%, and since no difficulty was specified, I assume it affects all of them. Also, sad news for trolls out there. The Voodoo Shuffle racial won't work on this mechanic since the fix. You're not special anymore. Welcome to the Uniformity Club, where all our jackets are of the same color. We also had a few bug fixes for resto druids. Marcelian and I haven't encountered these bugs so far, but hey, glad to know they're gone. Thanks for watching our video, guys. This concludes our weekly segment for WoW news. Stay tuned to our channel for more content. I've been Flame, and I'll catch you guys next time.